Good morning, guys. All right. I'm just entering a trade now, right this second. Okay. It could have some drawback because of the VWAP. Send this backwards. There we go. All right. I'm in. I'm in the long. I got to let people know I'm in on the community as well there. Okay. All right. Entered. Okay. All right, guys. I'm in a long position on Bitcoin. I just entered now. CPI results just came out. I'll take a look at that really quick, but it looks like it's causing an immediate impact already. Forex Factory, where are you at? Today is Tuesday. Okay, so about 0.3%, 2.7 on the year. Okay. All right, cool. Not that crazy of an impact. So, how you guys doing? I just entered a long position, just so you guys know. My stop loss is below 116,300. It might be different relative to your exchange. We just got acceptance into a previous value area right here. We are just approaching the VWAP, so I'm expecting some potential drawback, but I just want to secure my position in case we blast right through it. The order books are clear. When you look at the order books, at least they were clear when I was inside the house. Yeah, they're clear. So there's no confidence in any spot within this order book right now, other than a little bit at 117,990. There's about just under 200 Bitcoin sell wall there. So nothing as extreme as yesterday when we had that crazy sell wall pressuring the price to drop at right around here. We were struggling to get the reversal. There was a little local demand zone here, right? And we have the previous resistance acting as support. So we're coming down to like retest that area and this area. And so we had some confidence for potential, like not like a crazy run up, but a potential pullback up and then retrace back down. But the sell wall just kept the price action suppressed and pushed it down, and it started trailing this level here. But this last test actually mitigated the entire sell wall. So um, there's a good chance that that same seller is not going to be in the game unless he's rebuying down here, for example. But yeah, so I just jumped into a long, expecting some kind of turbulence against the VWAP. And just waiting on. We got to get that break of momentum. And then I'm going to be targeting these golden pockets here in confluence with the supply concern right here. So we might have a problem just prior, prior to our target at around 119K. If we start seeing like an opposing change character around here, I'm going to listen to the market and potentially exit position early. Hopefully not. But yeah, that's my plan for today's trade on Bitcoin. Focusing on longs, we came down to this previous demand zone that we were honoring before. We had this rally up, and we retested, and we had some SFPs. We got like Wyckoff model kind of structure. Hey, what's up, man? Alexo Crypto. Alexo Crypto. Yeah. How you guys doing? Take a look at other dominants too. Looks like we're getting a harsh reaction already. Longing into VWAP. Sent to back. There we go. A little easier to see the price action. I just sent the long position tool to back so we can see a little better. I do got to make sure I actually entered the trade properly. So 1 second, I'm just gonna make sure I logged into Blowfin here. Okay. Do. All right. Let's see. Okay, it looks like it's gone in properly. Cool. Okay. On this, it looks a little bit different on the Bybit exchange, relative to the Blowfin exchange. Like my stop loss is like below this wick, but it's the same price and same R&R. So just the structure slightly different. So it seems like the Blowfin might have a slight advantage based on its relative price action, but it's like roughly around here. And still 1 to 3. It's like about a 1 to 3 on the Blowfin exchange. It's interesting. I think I left the Alexo crypto comment on the screen too long. How's your trip going so far, man? Tired, hot, no AC, too many friends to see, time to change, but good cheese and chocolate. Right on, man. I'm glad you're having fun, man. Kyle, if you need a mod, I can help. Thanks, man. Yeah, you can reach out to me in the Discord. I might be able to set you up. You're stopped out by $27 yesterday. That would have been a nice short. Oh man, well, good job on doing the call at least, right? It's just now you know, like you don't want to add it to a win and you're under your belt, but you can at least know like what you might need to improve on. You got the proper direction. It's just a matter of giving your stop loss enough breathing room. Like I recommend sometimes people who are like really good at calling the direction, but they keep getting stopped out, is to like you might already have a good understanding of market structure to know where your strong highs are or your strong lows are for your stop loss, but sometimes volatility comes in and you might realize like based on the volume that you might need to give it more breathing room. So I recommend like the average true range. It's a free indicator. Average true range trailing stops colored, and it will give you the mathematical equation of the average true range visually on your screen to help give your like stop loss a little bit more breathing room based on the volume of the previous candles. So I find it saves a lot of people from making like accidental mistakes with their stop loss guard. But here, for example, if you use the 15-minute average true range, it would you'd still be in the trade right now until you get like stopped out until like roughly around here. It's where you get stopped out. So I'd recommend trying to see like how that could give you a potential edge. The only downside is that when you're giving yourself extra breathing room with your trades, it results in worse R&R. So you might need to capture larger paths, and if it as it hits like your R&R in a negative way. Good morning, Dusty Hunt. Don't say that 10 times fast. We have a crazy dump. Yeah, like we kind of needed it. Just kept going up. I would, like I was saying yesterday, I love if we established a range here between 123K and like the 115, 116K area. I think it'd be pretty incredible. It's like a 6 to 7% range here, and allow Bitcoin to reset a little bit. Go to chain expose. We can see how this might have adapted. Still no update since 117K. So we're basically at 117K right now. So roughly around like the 1.39 level on the REP chart. We're getting closer to the 173 level, where I'm anticipating for us to like start to see some turbulence again, where it might trigger us into a long-term range. But if we get above this, then I'm expecting like a state of euphoria where we just see price action just go crazy. But yeah, last 3 times we were here, we had a strong pullback, and this one triggered the start of the bear market right here. Good morning, Andrew. What's up, man? Easy C, Melissa, what's up? All right, so we kind of already gone through Bitcoin. We are preparing for the reversal. I'm already in a long. You might be able to get yourself a better long position. Like all the conditions for my setup is kind of met here. It's just a matter of breaking momentum, and it would be nice like getting above the VWAP, of course, too. We have a very small sell wall at around where was the price again? Oh, it's gone. Okay, or we're not close enough to it to see it inside this window. Yeah, so doesn't seem like there's any confidence in the order books, which is good. Nothing to like worry about. No cars that are gonna hit us in the long way. Crypto Mike, what's up, man? Awesome Pots. Okay, we can delete this. Delete that. Okay. Any assets you guys want to take a look at that you think might be ready for a potential move? I'll take a peek at Ethereum, actually. I got until 9:30, and then I'm doing a call with the community. Get some of the Otter gang joining us today, too. Kyle, are you familiar with the GAN fan drawing tool in TradingView? I'm familiar with it. Am I good with it? No. Here's the GAN fan right here. So this is like a form of Fibonacci tool. I am not good with this. No, I wouldn't be able to give you any form of education on this at any way where I feel confident in the information that I give you. It's going to help you at all. So, sorry, man. I can learn about it for you guys, and then I can educate you in the way I like to teach. If that's something you guys want to learn about, there are some things that I can't learn. I can't know everything, but yeah. The Fibonacci side of the fence is actually the side that I'm just getting into a few months ago. I've always been aware of the Fibonacci retracement and understood how it worked for about 2 years or so. But all the other bells and whistles that come with Fibonacci, I am not good enough yet to educate people on. I wouldn't want to give anyone any misinformation by accident. But I would say it's definitely interesting. And if you guys want me to learn about the GAN fan, GAN square, and all those the GAN box, all that stuff, I can educate myself on that, so I could pass you guys the information. Solana. Oh, now I got the GAN fan stuck on my mouse here. There we go. Solana. Okay, so I'm gonna take a peek at Ethereum first, and then I'll look at Solana, and then I'll look at DOT together, and Chainlink. Okay, so Ethereum looks like it's got some kind of relative strength against Bitcoin right now, actually. We came down to its valley area low, this previous area of interest. We scooped up potential liquidity. You can see like how we have this this buyer's momentum right here, right? When we lose buyer's momentum, that's uptrending like this, you can anticipate that there could be liquidity resting below these lows. If there is, I haven't verified through the heat maps yet, but if there is, it's most likely there's a high probability of liquidity being resting around here. And we have two tests. We scooped a little bit lower over here. So this was a decent moment where you could prepare for that liquidity sweep to provide you a good long entry. And same with this here. We had some opportunities here for some longs. And right now we got acceptance back inside the valley area. We broke down trending momentum and we came up to test the previous valley area high already from this range bound price action, right? And like this is another example of how like the valley areas can help you out, right? We had this double top price action. We deviated away from the valley area and we got that break. And during that moment where we got the break, we confirmed a change of character occurrence on the 15-minute. And we even came up, bounced off the valley area high, retested it, giving you a second opportunity for an entry. And then we confirmed it as resistance with the lower low. Got a little bit of pullback, but you could use this as your stop loss guard and been fine. And then we got acceptance into the valley area with the break of structure here, right? And then came down to the valley area low. The moment you get acceptance into the valley area, you can start targeting the opposite side of the valley area. Same here, opposite side of the valley area. What we want to see for Ethereum to have continuation is to use the valley area as support, and that could come in confluence with us hitting our head off of this buyer's momentum as resistance for break structure continuation, giving us like that inverse head and shoulders structure to define a potential continuation back up to these highs. But we'll see. We could be preparing for a lower high. We could look at a pull from this high here to this low to anticipate an area of potential exhaustion. And we could box this zone, but you want to look for confluence within the zone as well too. We have the structural valley area low here. We know that's an insanely important level at $3,041 from that 150-day range on the daily chart. This is what we need to have broken in order for us to get to potentially as high as like 3,750 with the structural POC at 3,500. That could be a big barrier. So yeah, looking strong so far in Ethereum, but this is typically an area when I want to prepare for shorts. Ethereum's kind of leading the race against Bitcoin right now, so we might see dominance going down during this moment, and we are. Okay, so if we go over to Bitcoin's chart, we go over to the Bitcoin dominance. Here, I will close this pan for you guys. I know it's harder for you guys to see on mobile. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance is going down. We are coming at a previous area of potential support where we could see a turnaround. It does look pretty weak. We got this low time frame regression trend on the dominance chart. We're below the VWAP and we're below the 50-day EMA. Zooming out on the daily, you can zoom out here. I've got a chart already mapped out. I'm going to pull that up instead here, guys, so we don't have to restart some of the TA. So I just go back here, switch back over to Bitcoin. Others dominance is going up a bit too, 1.51%. Zoom in. Okay. All right, and just pull up. All right, others dominance got a good bounce off of the 50-day EMA. We got that break. Well, not a break of structure just yet, but we have like the incomplete break of structure here. That's the unclaimed high. If we break that, that could trigger a potential continuation. We have an area of interest here at 7.8%. So as the price action on the others dominance chart, well, it's not price, but the movement on the others dominance chart starts to bring us up to this area of concern. You want to see where your asset is relative to the others dominance chart and see if there might be some confluence here for a potential short. We did just mitigate a 4-hour order block here. Now, it isn't technically an order block in the sense where there could be residual orders, but it is telling us that there's a high probability of other assets having that same kind of confluence. But looking good so far. I'm going to adapt the momentum here, and we get some evolving momentum here. These are helpful. If you lose momentum on one side, we normally fall to the other, and we might find support, especially in areas of confluence, depending on the pace of the fall, right? Let's go back to the watch list. Take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, we had a key level here marked that if broken, that we could trigger not like an altcoin season, but an altcoin rally. And we broke that key level and we're starting to come down. We're below the 50-day, which is a pretty important thing to watch on the others dominance. Same with the 200. So we could be coming to fall down to around 62.7, oh, sorry, 62.3%. Could be key level to watch out for. I'd also watch the 200-day along the way. We'll see how far the thing will drop. It's only a few percent, but a few percent in this space is a big deal. With the others, at least like now with the market cap that Bitcoin's at, like if it falls even just like 1%, it's a big deal relative to like the market cap that everything's at right now. It's insane. We got all right, so let's delete this and let's move on to our next asset here. So we looked at Ethereum, we looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's getting that bounce back off this demand zone. It's getting like a potential tweezer on the 15 minutes, which would be pretty baller if we got that tweezer reaction, and especially if it engulfs. If we have it engulf past, if we have it engulf into the valley area like 117.273, we could have a high confidence pump to at least a point of control and break through the VWAP to try to stabilize it as support, which would be pretty cool. You got long on Ethereum. Good job, man. During the SFPs that were going on down below, that would have been an awesome opportunity. I was asleep at that time. I guess depends on your time zone. The Asian market's been like lucky lately. It's getting all the good stuff. The New York session has been boring for the past like week and a half. Unless you're like a continuations trader, like getting on the continuations and not trading on the ranges. Like I found that it's been pretty boring trying to trade. I made him look at Fibonacci. Yeah, you're impressive with the Fibonacci, man. There are people that when I first started trading actually like pushed me away from Fibonacci because the way they're doing their analysis was like nonsense to me. And like a back test what they were saying, and it just like blah. It just made no, like nothing was working in the back testing. So I just like said, yeah, this is just fairy tale stuff. And then I met Alex. Yeah, he's great at Fibonacci trading, guys. Can you look at SPX? It's brewing a double bottom on the 15-minute. Yeah, I just got to go through the first list here, guys. So we went through Ethereum. We got a request on, let me just try to catch up here in the chat. Solana from Apolia. Sorry if I say your name wrong. Apolia. Let's find the Solana chart. So we got, last time we looked at it was yesterday. What were we looking at? I don't know why I got, don't know why this is there. It's not like there's anything wrong with the band's multiplier. I just don't use it. At least not yet. Okay, so All right, Solana has got his butt kicked. We were testing this previous value area low. I believe it was a pretty strong one too. At 168.46. Yeah, we hit that as resistance. Uh, Not with equal highs, but pretty darn close. We started coming down from there. We double topped, broke the neckline, and we started this downtrend ever since. Now, with this double top, you would first be targeting this value area high. But what's kind of nice is the combination of the value areas. We see here we got our neckline off of this previous value area high. And when we broke the neckline, we got acceptance like simultaneously into this value area. And we started falling down and we kind of like bounced off this previous value area high here. Came down, tried to hold support at the point of control, but failed. Got a tweezer reaction and then hit our head off the same point of control that we tried to find support off of. And now we are down here at the previous value area low after losing momentum. So buyer's momentum has shifted. When you lose momentum, it's a warning sign of a potential reversal in the trend or a potential trigger into a range-bound price action. It's not very common that after we lose momentum that we have a continuation to higher highs, like a beat, especially not like immediately after, but it does still happen. So make sure you still have your rules set and follow them to a T. This buyer's momentum actually is pretty significant. We've got it from way down at 126. So it might trigger a range. We do have like this demand zone below our feet that's helping hold Solana from falling. We got here to here, this area of interest, right? And we just send this to back. And then we're going to change the template to long zone. It's giving me like Ethereum vibes, but with relative weakness. But it seems like it's just lagging behind Ethereum. Like Ethereum, for example, has already had that like these S&P Wyckoff kind of structure. And it's trying to currently get acceptance above the VWAP, right? And that we've got a neckline here as well. If we zoom in on the 15 minutes, a little bit more transparent. We just swept this liquidity here with this wild doji reaction. At least on the Binance chart, we had this wild doji reaction. And now we are starting to try to get a close above it in confluence with the VWAP. And that could drive the price up to at least this point of control in the supply barrier right here. One thing you're going to have to watch along the way is just how we react to this neckline right here. Could be liquidity resting above this area that could be used as exit liquidity. If this doji is legit, then that liquidity could have been swept a bit. So there could be another higher area of interest rather than what we have here. I want to validate that really quick instead of just talking at my ass based on structure. So I'm going to go to the heat map, liquidation heat map, and just see what the Solana chart looks like there. Sorry for the A word there. I try not to swear just in case there's people with kids in the background. So we have a symbol, then we go to Solana. Okay, so we got, yeah, so roughly around the top side of that supply concern, we got a decent amount of liquidity on the 24-hour for $19.7 million. For an asset like Solana, that's actually a pretty big deal. With like Bitcoin, you want to look at areas with like 40 million plus, right? Whereas here, like 20 million on something Solana, it's like a lot. It's pretty significant on the 24-hour. So yeah, 162.156. So I mark that on your chart. Horizontal line. Actually, we got horizontal. 162.15. Okay. $22 million of liquidity. Right, so we know that could be used as exit liquidity and it's in confluence with like the top side of the supply concern here. We also have this here too. And the point of control as well for this value area range. So there is confluence here to have our head hit for potential pullback. So just be aware of that. And we could blast right through it, but I still want you guys to like maybe set alarms here to prepare for potential opposing change of character. And you might have to use something like the 5-minute or lower to determine that because of like how crunched we kind of are right now. We kind of have to dissect a lot of what's going on in lower time frames. But yeah, we broke the downtrending momentum, right? And so the buyers are starting to take over for Solana. So this is looking good. Just about where's your stop loss relative to your entry. Is the R&R worth it when you know that there was a potential barrier right here? But I would be targeting at least the top side of this value area high, like right here. So we could get that return up to here. But again, this is a barrier. So that's Solana. I hope that helps you out. Looking good. Double bottom structure. SFP that just happened here. So it's looking good. Bitcoin, we got a good run up. How much am I up right now? I'm up about just 3%, but yeah, looking good. This is our second trade within the challenge. I know it's taken a long time to get that second trade, but just like all my rules kept meeting while I was asleep. Like every time there was a good play, it was while I'm passed out or away from the charts, like around like midnight. It's frustrating. But yeah, I'm targeting this supply concern here, guys. There's the golden pocket right here as well. That golden pocket came from the pull from this high here to this low. That's how I got that zone. I normally box the golden pocket and the 786 together, but I basically refined it down to the golden pocket because it wasn't really syncing with any form of confluence that I felt confident in. It was basically like this whole window, like right here. So I refined it to the top side of the supply concern because it's a common place for rejections, the top side supply. It's usually where liquidity might be resting. And it could be used as exit liquidity during that moment. All right, cool. So we went through Solana, we went through Ethereum, we went through Bitcoin. I got 20 minutes left. We got a request to look at Link from Noah, who's a member of Finova. We got a Link chart. I'm actually curious about Link. I'm a big holder of Chainlink. This asset, I have a really strong feeling about how well it's going to do during the altcoin season. We did just break down trending momentum from the $30 level. This is where I actually exited with my seed investment. So I'm just playing with house money now with Chainlink. As a community, we all bought it during this flag structure that dictated a momentum-based target that would allow us to break out of this 500-day range. So we all got in around $7. But yeah, I closed my seed here. So now it's just house money. It's my second largest bag in crypto because this Chainlink is going to be responsible for bringing in trillions of dollars into this space. So it's going to be a spotlight for sure during the altcoin season. I believe that it might even create new all-time highs despite its inflation. It has 7% per year inflation based on the math that I've done from yeah, if you injected the same amount of money that was that we had at the all-time high into it today, it would be around $35.96 based on the inflationary damage. But despite the inflationary damage, I do think that it will create new all-time highs. And that's about from $15, like looking at like a 2.5x roughly. So we just broke this high here. We were concerned about this level breaking and coming back down. It doesn't look like it confirmed. So now we're at my noise. I got a lot of noise in this chart. I apologize for it. All my levels that I have are significant. Like I'll look at them, these previous value area structures that have a large amount of influence over the price action, and see if there's any form of confluences that match along with them during that time. But right now we are hitting our heads off of this previous value area high. We on the daily, it looks like we're trying to get higher and higher highs. We did just get like the daily change of character occurrence, which is nice. So we flipped bullish on the daily. We broke that momentum. What I want to see happen is support above that value area high. So we can start coming back up to these highs around here between like $20 and $26. We have that double bottom structure that's really strong here. We fractalize with inverse head and shoulders internally within it. So we got large amount of warning signs of accumulation, basically. But yeah, we need to break above 1763 to confirm this potential double bottom and preferably see it act as a form of support. So the FOMO from the retail drives the price up towards the momentum-based target around 28.71, which is in confluence with this previous point of control and previous value area high here that could indicate a state of exhaustion. Got to update this a bit. Here we go. I'll leave this here just in case. Zoom in on the lower time frames though, like the 15-minute. See how it's behaving. So we had this supply concern here that we basically fully mitigated, caused this correction here. You can delete that. This barely slowed it down, but we got that retest confirming. This was the confirmation of the momentum acting as support. I don't like typically entering trades when you see momentum act as support. I like to use them as indications to hold existing trades. So if I jumped in onto a trade, let's say down here or off of this, this would help me hold the trade. Okay, so when you jump in on like confirmations on trend lines, like sometimes it's very coincidental. So you just gotta be like super careful. And it's very easy to draw trend lines to sync to your bias. So it's best to make sure you do all your decisions based on structure. Doesn't mean you can't have them a part of your rules like I do though. Like I use momentum to help me with entering my trades and to know when to potentially exit my trades. It tells me it's time to prepare to listen to the like opposing change to character, opposing rules. Yeah, so we broke momentum. We got the double bottom posture, similar to what's going on with Solana. But yeah, there is a supply concern here that I'm a little bit worried about with Chainlink. Let's look back at Bitcoin. Okay, we're testing that value area high. We're above the VWAP. I'd like to see this candle close. We got a minute and 20 seconds to close above the VWAP on Bitcoin. Going back to Chainlink. So here, I'll be nervous about potential opposing changes of character that could induce a reversal back down. But what you want to see in the price action to tell you to hold the trade. If you don't get the opposing change of character, you want to see the break of structure above this area so you can start targeting these highs again and maybe even get stronger continuations past this area. We are building like that ascending potential regression trend. Right, this ascending channel. So we might come up and get another higher high and sweep this liquidity if we maintain this pace. Well, yeah, I hope that helps you out. That is Chainlink. We got 15 minutes left. Sorry if I sound like I'm in a rush. I'm just trying to give you guys as much value as I can before I have to go to the next call. How's your $1,000 to $1 million venture going on? You close? Oh, not close. It's gonna be a couple of years, man. Like it's a few year challenge. Like it took me from 2019 to to now to bring my account to 5 million. So that's 6 years for that, and that's with like insane amount of compounding into massive macro positions. So it's going to take a while. I'm This is not a get rich quick challenge. This is a try to manage your risk properly challenge to get yourself $2 million safely challenge. I'm trying to induce like um, good risk management behavior with this challenge, if anything. Even if you only get to like $10,000, you 10x your account. And if you can 10x your account once, all you got to do is do it 2 more times, and then you got yourself $1 million. But the emotions scale as your account grows. So I'm going to be like walking you guys through how you can diversify your income into other stuff while you have a smaller pot for trading. So you don't have to risk to lose like $1,000 to try to gain like $2,000 or $3,000 in each trade. Because once you get to 100K, that's what it's going to be like. And for some people, including myself, sometimes makes your heart race a little bit. Just saying, I think we need a magnet. Oh, yeah, let's get that out. Almost got to fix the charts here. It's the only way this is possible, right? Get the magnet tools, by the way, guys. Not financial advice, but increases your win rate by at least 20%. So make sure you get that magnet tool out. And if you want the ultimate protection, you got to find Gandalf. So you go here. Yeah. So you just get this guy. This also increases your win rate. You get a screenshot going on. You can use Shift, Windows, and S for all you normal computer people, you non-Mac users. And then you press Control V, and you got yourself one of the strongest guardians to your stop loss possible. This is stronger than the point of control. This is stronger than the VWAP. This is stronger than demand zones. Get your Gandalfs out, and you're set. 25% back tested on meme coins. Right on. Yeah. You're going to try this challenge with me? Right on. Cool. Sounds like fun. I think the new people read the title and think you're the biggest degen ever. I agree. The title was actually a recommendation from Max Maher. So like before you knock it though, my viewership has gone up by 60% ever since I switched the title over. And it does seem degen. It does like cringe me a little bit internally every time I put it up there. But yeah, today I'm planning on like spending a few hours building a thumbnail system. So I'll have like 180 variations of a thumbnail, and I'm going to be updating all the titles of all the lives that we've done with the account balance and where we're at. So if you see a significant jump in the account balance, then you can refer to that video to find out like what we did during that video, so you can learn from it, even with our losses too. So you can see like, okay, Kyle lost here. This is why, and this is how I can avoid it in the future, kind of thing. But I agree, it's a little degen. Okay, so I got we did Solana there, Andrew. So we're good there. Dot was the other request. I'll take a peek at Dot. Last time we looked at it was on the 11th. Oh, I opened it twice. One sec here. What we got? Okay, so the 11th was this short. So we broke this level here, we'd fall down. There likely was a front run opportunity in that. Oh, I just marked the change character. Let's go. Let's delete. We could pull a new value area on dot. We just bounced off the value area low. We just broke down trending momentum. And we got the change character current. So all the rules that I go by for long positions inside of value areas have been met for dot. And from here, I would target the value area high again, right here, at $4.05, while being mindful of the supply concerns that are in our face too, right? So here, just gotta wait. If we get the opposing change character confluence, and could be a warning sign to tell you get out. Let's see. Yeah, you want to break this high on the 15-minute for sure. The 5-minute is bullish ever since we broke here, or I guess here, yeah. So we flipped bullish ever since we broke this level here. We create this strong low. So you could have entered a trade during that moment and still be in it. You'll be a little bit nervous going range bound like that. That's why I like to see the pace of like the momentum break. So there's a potential increase in the shift of buyers. It's part of the reason why it's part of my rules. But yeah, for dot, you got to be mindful of like the 399 level at this point of control at the top side of this supply concern. Let me zoom out. Why is this? Okay, so the macro value area low is what we're hitting our heads off of right now. This is critical to allow dot to have the opportunity to get to its value area high again in the macro. And when I say macro, I mean really macro. That this is a over 1,000-day, 1,124 day long value area where we range between around $3.80 all the way up to around $10 back and forth. So it's a huge zone of interest for buyers, especially spot holders. So the real position of strength will come when we break this neckline. We'll have the descending double bottom neckline break, and that can give us a rally up to that previous value area high. Sorry, I got hiccups, so it's like making me stumble my words a little bit. But yeah, we need to get acceptance back inside this value area again. And when we do get acceptance with a break of structure, I'll suggest updating your fixed range volume profile pull to the current price action, even though we deviated this low. All right, cool. And we're trying to find support off of this previous little value area here. So we're getting squeezed between two core areas of interest. And hopefully this range will induce that continuation. But we do have to prepare for a potential hit off this Fibonacci confluence area. We have the golden pocket alongside the value area high. So if we hit that, we could potentially create a head and shoulders posture and bring dot right back down. And it's a big fat maybe because this is all hypothetical, right? So if you enter let's say you jumped into a long here, you definitely want to watch this as a big key level that could induce behavior like this. So if you have that opposing change of character here, listen to the market because you don't want to be caught and lose all your profits that you earned throughout this path, right? So that's worst case scenario kind of thing. We got a harsh tweezer reaction to well, not too harsh. We mitigated so far about half of this previous candle. We have 5 minutes left of this candle, so this could turn into a wick and bounce. We'll see. We're in an area of confluence right now with the downtrending momentum and the VWAP. So there's a decent chance that we bounce and recover some of this candle. I'd like to see a recovery of at least half this candle so we can have buyers react and potentially drive the price up a little further. But we have Gandalf on our side. So we're set. All right, so that's DOT. We went through DOT, Chainlink. Oh, we got a $20 tip. Crypto King, man, you're giving me too much money, bro. Can we check Cardano? I'm looking to see. Let me just go over here. Can we check Cardano? I'm looking to see how high she can go. I'm at $400 on a trade. Good job, man. Right now, I should see if I can wait some more. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, no problem. Let's take a look. ADA. The 1 hour is the last time we looked at it. We're at that high VPR. Damn. So here we're at a really important spot for Cardano. So there's a great opportunity to hold this trade. I'm not sure. You said you're up $400, and that could be because of your account size is large enough to support that, even from getting in around here. Or maybe you got in around here. I'm not sure where your entry is because it will have like a sway in what I would recommend. Because like right here with the 0.7632 level, if we break above this, historically, Cardano goes on this crazy tear of a run, right? If we zoom out, this high VPPR interest level came from historical price action. And when we get to this area of interest, we have these very fast-paced moves to our next key levels of interest. So we have 3 big key levels of interest on Cardano. I have them marked in bold to remind me to look back in time. But we have these fast-paced moves through here and here. And the last time we were here, we blasted right through it. And when we broke through this double bottom, we blasted right through it again. So I'm really hopeful that you have the same kind of reaction if you're in this trade. It all depends on where you're in. If you got in down here, then you are in a good spot. But if you got in recently, then we could have a pullback before breaking this area, unfortunately, especially with the sell shadow wick reactions we got going on. But one thing I really, really like about Cardano trading is that when you caught the trend, it typically runs that direction for a long period of time. For example, like when this trend-based move went up, we've had this move go for 50 days. And this move down, we had it go down for 43 days. I remember holding some of these trades back here and just feeling like I did like the macro, like Bitcoin potential trade. They're like long-term moves. So Cardano is a good trend trading asset. So if you're a trend trader, it's a great asset to trade. When you're trying to trade the range, it's very slippery and tries to like knock you out within ranges. So I don't like trading it in a range trading environment. What I really like to see, man, is just, yeah, that a full body candle close above this high VPR interest level to induce buyers to get that like volatile reaction again. We have a neckline here at $84. Oh, sorry, 84 cents. That if broken, it could induce a break of this macro double bottom and give the measurable base target of the same typical area of concern that we're used to seeing, or at least the value area high, actually. So from here to here, yeah, it could bring us to, yeah, these highs again. That's the momentum-based target. If we zoom in on the lower time frames and the hourly, we could pull this entire area as a fixed range volume profile. We just established support off the value area low, and we're trying to get above the point of control. You want to see a, let's go to the 15, see what we can get there. Okay, so the 15 did just break a key level. So I think the probability of it returning to the value area high is really high. So we got a break of here, close above that, the point of control, close above the key level. We're above the POC, which you could guard your position. and we get that rotation up to at least the value area high. And I'm hopeful that you get support above the high VPR interest level here for you. If we get that, then we could have a fast move up. So I would listen to the market if we have the opposing change character here. But yeah, if you get that break of structure instead up here, then I would hold your trade. Hope that helps you out. But it's all relative to where you've entered. Blake, what's up, man? I love you too, man. Gosh, what? Best videos on YouTube. My man, King. Coming into, don't we have news today? We had CPI. We had CPI today. It's already came out. All right, guys, I gotta go. It is 9:30. Thanks for reminding me, Cookie. I've got a call with the community that starts 1 minute ago. I appreciate everyone who's watching. I hope this has helped you out. Good luck on the long here. If you joined me, make sure you're consistent with your risk management. I want you to be able to grow and scale in this space. So that consistency is going to help you get there. Have yourself an amazing day, guys, and I'll see the community in the call. See you guys. Bye. And I appreciate the tip, Crypto King.